welcome back to another episode of Tool Time, everybody. I'm Tim Allen alongside with Al Borland, and today we'll be going over the 24-volt Sawzall blades, hear how they work. Wait a minute, this isn't Tool Time, right?
I believe this is Conti and Nick.
Son of a bitch. I'm on the wrong set. I'm on the wrong show.
On the wrong show.
Sorry, everyone, y'all be good. I gotta get out of here.
Everyone, welcome back to Conti and Nick. Once again, we're live here on the Bench Sports. I'm Will Nicholson, and alongside me always, I have Gino Conti. Episode 17 today, live again. And Gino, how you doing? It's a good day.
I'm good. I'm doing good. Hopefully, for those 90s people, or for those people who just enjoy very good TV shows, you got the Home Improvement reference, because that's like a hidden gem of society. And before we really start, we're very disappointed because our classic outro, got cut off at the very end.
It did.
So I think
it really
for the
did.
first time ever, we need to have it twice in an episode. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Jumbo! Love you, JB, as always.
Yes, sir.
Today we're going to be talking NFL rookies from the first week of preseason. And, man, it was good to watch football again.
It was.
It's so fun every year because, like, we watch the first preseason game like it's the Super Bowl. Like, how is he fighting for the first down? You know, it's his first snap in the NFL.
And you know, it's really cool because I feel like our very first episode was us pretty much going over these rookies. You know,
yeah, it was.
And we've talked about it like multiple episodes since, and we're in episode 17 now. So it's kind of like, wow, let's see how our talking paid off. You know, let's see what worked and let's see what didn't.
Honestly, like, I'm not to talk us up or anything, but we hit pretty spot on because I was saying this once I watched every rookie. Everything that we thought they were going to be, we saw a glimpse of, right?
Yep.
So do you just want to go like right into it in the rookies?
Yeah. So honestly, I want to
start with first pick, or
I want to start off with the first two picks.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm gonna kind of clamp these two together.
Yeah.
Because as weird as it is, the two who had the most talk going on have the least to talk about, in my opinion. Like,
sure.
It's really weird because Trevor Lawrence, the number 1 overall pick, the one guy who the whole country had its eyes on. Okay, he throws a pretty ball. Okay, he does throw a really pretty ball, but he needs to take some speed off of those short passes, man.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I noticed. Like, when there was a swing route to the running back or a short little out route, he darted that ball in there. And you know what? Like, they're professional receivers and tight ends. Like, they definitely should be able to catch it. But at the same time, you got to know as a number 1 overall pick, especially someone who is considered a generational talent, when it's a short pass, you don't need to be absolutely darting it in there like a bullet.
Absolutely.
You know? But you know what? That's just a small, tiny little criticism I have. But he was under the most pressure all night, like by far, by any of these rookie quarterbacks. And my question is, what's the QB controversy for? Like, what is this with Urban Meyer saying, no, Trevor Lawrence is like not definitely the starting quarterback? Do you think that's a smoke show?
Of course. Are you kidding me? Do you think they're going to start Gardner Minshew again? Absolutely
what's the
not.
Point? To me, like, what's the point?
It's to kind of, you know, not to bring Trevor Lawrence down, but to kind of establish, I think, a new culture in Jacksonville that, hey, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter if you're Trevor Lawrence, doesn't matter what you did, you need to earn your time here. He's going to start because I think he's the best quarterback there.
And you know what? I usually am all for that notion.
Yes.
Okay, I usually am all for that notion, and I feel the same way about Jalen Hurts. Hopefully at some point we get into it.
Yes.
But you know what? I feel this. I know what you're saying. But, I mean, really, at this point in the season, why wouldn't you say that like Bill Belichick did the night he was drafted? Why now? You know, why now?
Well, I think the hype has died down now, and because everyone's super excited on draft day, right? And now it's not like, oh, like we're super hyped about this guy. Now it's like, okay, it's go time. We're in the NFL season. You have to earn your stripes here. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if you're Trevor Lawrence. He's gonna start. That's just Urban Meyer trying to create a culture. But Trevor Lawrence will start.
Create a culture of drafting a first-round running back and giving him wide receiver reps.
Exactly.
That sort of culture?
That's actually what I wanted to get into with Trevor.
I'm not liking this culture.
That's actually what I wanted to get into. So Trevor Lawrence, what I had written down is he had a solid performance, I think. He had a couple of good balls, and he threw well when he had time. But he definitely got – I wouldn't say he had the worst performance out of these rookies, but, I mean – it really kind of seems like he did, and that's not because he played bad or anything. He just didn't see the field. He was in super limited time. The playbook was super limited, which you expect to see. Like, you don't want to show everything, and you don't want your QB1 to get hurt. But when he did have the ball, when he did have time, he threw the ball very well, which is something that I noticed. There was a big third down that he had. It was a contested catch to, I think,
Marvin Jones, was it?
Yes, Marvin Jones. And that was a good ball. That was giving his receiver a chance. And he does well with time, but, this offensive line, and especially blocking tight end Tim Tebow, who was cut, experiment didn't work. God. Yeah, you were never a fan of that from the beginning, the whole Tim Tebow experience.
Delaney Walker is sitting on his ass at home. Charles Clay is sitting on his ass at home. They wouldn't have done better than Tebow? No, it's ridiculous. Get that out of here. There's no reason they shouldn't have been at least given a tryout before somebody who was in Double-A baseball most recently. Okay? That's ridiculous.
It was insane. I didn't think it was gonna work. There was actually the bet was like plus 12 something that Tebow would get under a touch, or if Tebow would score a touchdown. Yeah. So if you smash the under, you just made bank because he's not even making the team. Never mind scoring a touchdown. But to sum up Trevor Lawrence, next week we're gonna actually I think see Trevor Lawrence. I think we're gonna get a bigger sample size. So I don't really think this week showed anything.
Yeah, you can't. I was literally gonna say it's too early to
make
a judgment. And like I said, it's weird because the number 1 and number 2 picks we have the least to talk about after a week of action.
Did he throw more than 10 balls?
I don't remember the statistics completely. But
it didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like it.
It really just felt like, all right, you're in. All right, you're out.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like you're getting him adjusted to the speed, and I think that first sack might have played a factor in that, where it's like, okay,
let's. His first ever NFL snap, but he rebounded nicely.
He did.
He made some nice throws, but hey, take some speed off those short routes, would you?
Yeah, for sure.
So Zach Wilson.
So I actually think Zach Wilson looked very, very good compared to maybe what we were told. Because the thing with Zach Wilson is, he's an athlete and he's got this arm, but it's how is he going to move in an NFL pocket? And he looked really well moving in and out of the pocket. He was able to get outside and make some plays. There was a big 3rd down and 9 where he stepped up in the pocket and drove it to, I think, Corey Davis.
Yeah, Corey Davis was his prime target all
which is
night
good
long.
to see because I have him in fantasy. But I do think that Corey Davis will have a really good year despite everything. He's not on. Where was he on? Tennessee.
What?
He was on Tennessee last year.
Yes.
Okay.
He was drafted 5th overall and was considered the general bust until all of a sudden he was like a late bloomer and he had a good season. His contract year.
Good for Corey Davis though. But Zach Wilson was able to move out of the pocket very, very well, and he just looks like a natural thrower, man. And we got to see it on an NFL level. He threw with great anticipation on a couple of the balls. But again, this is preseason, and my big I guess thesis statement for today that will summarize all my talking points is we should not be overreacting.
Yes,
but
I actually was going to say that and I forgot to, but right off the bat. Yes, we understand this one game. Yes, we understand that there's so much left to be desired with these guys play because they haven't played more than a half, I'd say.
Exactly.
Okay?
And they're playing against third stringers for a good amount of the time.
But hey, we have a podcast. We're supposed to sometimes maybe overreact.
It's not like we shouldn't totally ignore preseason because we get a sense of what these players' games are like. And you see Zach Wilson, what he's going to try and do. He's able to move out of the pocket. He did look really good throwing the ball. I will say, the way he threw, everyone hyped up his pro day and, this and that. But he's got the major league arm, man. He's got a super strong arm.
And yes, he targeted Corey Davis early and often, and some of the throws, I will say, look good.
Great anticipation on that 1/3 down.
And I agree with you. He did seem that he handled defensive pressure well. He didn't get too oh my god, panicky in the pocket. I liked what I saw. Okay, but
small sample size still. Totally small, almost as small as Trevor.
Yeah, all small sample size. I don't want to keep repeating myself all night. I just want to say what we have to say, and you guys just know that we know it's a small sample size. Okay, so I really do think one quick thing about him before we move on, though, we didn't really see him form a rhythm. Does that make sense? He was completing passes here or there, and when he did, it was good, but he never really got the rhythm going. It kind of seems like good throw.
He never had that super strong drive. Mac Jones had that one drive. Well, we'll get to Mac Jones later, but when he had that bucket pass to Wilkerson, that was that. It felt like a real drive. You know what I mean?
And it was kind of just completed pass. He looked good, but a couple incompletes happened.
There's a 3rd and 4 where he just missed a slant, and they settled for a field goal. I think so.
Good pass. And then, incomplete.
Drive's dead, exactly.
So, flashes is what you like to see from a rookie, but this is somebody who undoubtedly is going to be a starter, and regardless of the stats he puts up, whether they be good or bad, If you can't get an efficient drive going and just field goal, that doesn't contribute to winning football.
Yeah.
So,
Overall, I want to see what he does next week with more reps
Yeah.
because I mean, we could be looking at a talent here for sure. The way he looked, if he does that with a bigger sample size, who knows? And we did criticize the Jets a lot, but I do like Zach Wilson, and I do think he has a spot in this league if he's able to perform. On the bench, which next guy we're moving on to, or at least I think we should move on to, Trey Lance, who, from what I've seen, he needs a year on the bench, man. He needs a full year in that system. He flashed potential for sure. He had that one big ball that scored a touchdown, and he flashed signs of like, okay, he's big, he throws the ball well, he's athletic, but he's going to need a year in the system for sure. And he did very poorly under pressure, I think, when the pressure got to him. Unlike Zach Wilson, I must say, he didn't get out of the pocket and wasn't really able to make a play.
He was somebody who was praised for their
their legs,
for their mobility, and for somebody who was able to extend plays. I didn't really see a lot of that. And I am very, very happy and very glad that you're not drinking the Kool-Aid like you did with the episode when we had D'Lo and Brady. And
Yes.
Quick disclaimer, John Bro, I will talk about Delaney Walker all I want. Okay, I just saw your message. But yes,
Poor Delaney.
I agree with you, Will. Yes, he definitely needs some time, okay? He was sacked 4 times, and his receivers dropped 3 passes.
I was about to say, in defense, the drops did not help him at all.
Yes. He started off hot, but as the game went on, this man sucked.
Yeah,
Okay?
he did not
And
play well.
I'm not even going to be like, well, I mean, he could have been better. No, he sucked.
He did.
Okay?
He did not play
Okay.
well. And look, it's not like he didn't play well because this and that. It was he didn't play well because his decision making was bad.
Yeah.
He didn't make good decisions. He was trying to throw in tight windows when he didn't have to.
And you know what? For somebody who only threw 1 career interception, I told you.
Yeah.
He had 2 dropped interceptions. That man had 2 in only 1 half of football. He played the first half, I believe, or a little bit less than the first half. That man had 2 dropped interceptions. That's 2 more.
Those are picks.
And believe me, this is against second teamers. This is against people he won't even most likely see on the field, or when the defenders are out there. These will at most be good special teamers, and he had 2 dropped picks.
Yeah.
And listen, and I'm not.
That's rough.
Listen, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm panicking. Oh my God. But listen, this was a man who was praised for only throwing 1 career interception and then having none in a season. And then in the first half of his first NFL game, he had 2 dropped ones. Dude, the defense only needed 1 drive to figure him out, and then he was yesterday's news.
Yeah.
And the touchdown pass he had wasn't even on a tight spiral. It was kind of a duck.
Yeah, it was looking around. Well, don't get me wrong. The touchdown pass he had, it got there, right? But it was not a pretty looking football.
It wasn't.
It was a little wobbly.
Listen,
Still a great play, I must say. He got the ball where it had to be. And I love how much NFL fans just get on a player and is like, this our guy, because after he scores that, the announcer goes, Trey area.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting to watch these reporters and these commentators get on their knees and tie their hair in a bow. Okay, I hate it.
for Trey. Don't get me wrong. I think
good pass the whole night.
in Trey Lance's defense, all right, he shouldn't see the field this year. Absolutely shouldn't, unless it's on
unless Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt,
or he's on some Jalen Hurts stuff where they put him in and use him as a running back, pretty much.
I don't want to see his ass on the field one time unless Jimmy Garoppolo is hurt. And even if
That's
Jimmy
fair.
G gets hurt and you have to put Trey Lance in, the next week I want you to trade back for C.J. Beathard or Nick Mullins. I don't want this guy seeing the field all year. And listen, I'm not repeating myself, but I understand it's only 1 half of action ever. Okay. But 2 dropped interceptions against people who at most are going to be on special teams, that concerns me.
It's not good.
That concerns me because the decision making that we all praised for him to have, okay, that wasn't there at all.
He's definitely trending down. I think, but you see the talent with Trey Lance. He just needs a year in the system. I
really
think.
I didn't. See
come on, Gino. He's got the big arm. He's got the big arm. He's got the athleticism.
It was a duck. He threw.
Yeah, all right.
His one standout pass was a duck.
He had a couple of good plays too.
It wasn't some cannon. It wasn't some cannon like Stafford or Mahomes or I'll even say Zach Wilson because yes, even though I don't like him, he has a cannon.
He does have a cannon for sure.
I didn't see. I'm sorry. I didn't see one thing I liked from Trey Lance. He
had some good plays. All right. See, my thing with
thing
Trey Lance is I think he he flashed it, right? He flashed his ability to like get outside of the pocket a couple of times, even though he didn't, do it all the time. And sometimes, most of the time, actually, when he did, he didn't do it well. But you see the athleticism. He's big, athletic. I can get why people are behind Trey Lance and high on Trey Lance, but he's going to need another year in the system for sure, 100%.
Listen, if I were the San Francisco fans, I'd be concerned.
They're definitely concerned. Next week is going to be a big tell, I think.
Yeah.
Because he played. Did he play the most snaps, or I think Justin Fields played more?
He played close to the most snaps.
It was him or Justin Fields. Yeah.
But listen, I'm telling you right now, I'd be concerned. I really would be concerned. I didn't like this kid coming out of college at all. And what I saw.
Competition's a concern.
What I saw on the field shows why. Okay, the Bisons. Okay, what was it, like South Dakota, was it?
I think it was North Dakota State.
North Dakota State Bisons. Okay, that's different than the NFL, my friend. That's a lot different from the NFL.
When you have the same mascot as the place where my dad went to college, it's
this kid has a rude awakening. I'm telling you. And you know what?
We're gonna have to see.
I hope
for
he
sure.
fails next week.
Oh, come on, Gino! Don't do that to the Trey area. They're behind him.
Oh, boo-hoo. The Trey crew.
The Trey. Gino officially leading the "We Hate Trey Lance" train. I respect it.
Okay.
So we'll move on to Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields had the best day out of any of the rookies. I think he had the best. He had to get settled in, right? He definitely was not settled in his first couple of drives, and he had one drive where there should have been like 2 picks. They were dropped, and then he fumbles the ball and gets a turnover. It was a turnover-heavy drive. And those are getting picked off for sure when he's playing actual defenses. But when he started to settle in, he did a very good job hitting checkdowns. And then he started to use his legs to manipulate defenses, where he'd roll out of the pocket, and they would have to respect how fast he is. Justin Fields is fast. He had a rushing touchdown, and then guys would kind of have to be in no man's land. Are they guarding the receiver, or are they trying to cover Fields? And he did a really good job manipulating defenses with his legs getting outside of the pocket. He had a lot of good throws as well. He had a nice back shoulder throw on a big third down. And the big thing that I saw with Justin Fields, did very well under pressure. When he was under pressure, he was able to use his feet, and he was able to either get outside or step up and make a throw. I'm very excited for Justin Fields. Andy Dalton, we saw earlier today, said, it's my time. But, we don't know how long that's going to last. I think Fields needs some time because, again, it is preseason. But he for sure looked the best, just the way that he moved. We're going to have to see from him for next week, but I was excited with what I saw from Fields.
So out of all the QBs, not in particularly rookies, because we have one non-rookie. That was a tongue twister.
Yes.
We had one non-rookie who was playing their first ever NFL game. Okay, and out of all those guys, Justin Fields wasn't the best. I'll tell you that much. Justin Fields was not the best, and I have a lot of concerns that you pointed out. Yes, and I understand that he was athletic. I understand he had a rushing touchdown. But this man had 3 near interceptions, 2 dropped ones. Okay, this man fumbled twice. He fumbled a snap, which is the most fundamental thing to do in football.
Snap was low. Come on now. Snap was low. They have like the 3rd string center in, man. Snap was low.
It wasn't a bad snap. It was right.
It was an awful snap. It like hit him in the knees.
It was right. Okay, but if you're a quarterback and can't reach down to your knees, first of all, you don't have a job in the NFL. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, and he fumbled on a QB keep. So Justin Fields in his first NFL game had 3 more potential turnovers than he did touchdowns total. Okay?
That's true, but you gotta. This is my big thing. You gotta put context into this. Like, yes, those numbers are bad, but those weren't spread out, right? He had one really bad drive where first down should have been a pick. Second down should have been a pick. Third down, he gets outside the pocket and he tries to do a spin move into traffic, which he learned you should never do in the NFL. Right out of his hands. But however, he did adjust, and there were plays where he went outside the pocket. You see him actually tuck it away this time, and he gets out of bounds. Smart play. I think he adjusted.
One thing I will say about him, that man ignored his checkdown multiple times.
I think he did good with his checkdowns.
He ignored.
No, listen, the drives.
I counted 3 ignored checkdowns that were wide open that turned out to be incompletions.
But when you're an athletic quarterback, you're getting outside the pocket, and like that is something he needs to improve with. But when he was in his little turnover frenzy, the next drive, he did a very good job of hitting his checkdowns. Stupendous of it. It was like down the field, read, and then he checks it down, which is what we're gonna get Mac Jones next. But Mac Jones did that very well too.
I'm very concerned about Justin Fields. He is the second best quarterback out of all these rookies. Let me tell you that. And it was undoubtedly
I think he might be the best.
And the nerds who had all this time over quarantine to look at Zach
The
Wilson,
hype up Zach Wilson.
forced him into the number 2 option, okay? Listen, if the media didn't say that Zach Wilson should be taking over Justin Fields, it wouldn't have happened. And
I think it's more of a Jets thing.
I
think it's more of a Jets
nerds
thing.
made that happen.
I really feel like it's more of a Jets thing.
No, believe me, I am telling you again. If the nerds didn't have all this time
The
to
nerds.
take over, okay, I'm telling you, it wouldn't have happened. They've spoken into existence because advanced analytics and second spectrum and advanced stats.
Well,
No.
everyone had problems with Zach Wilson's competition. In fairness, that was his biggest thing, and he's looked good so far. So I like
whatever.
this far. I'm okay with the Zach
I'm
Wilson
giving
pick
Zach
thus
Wilson
far.
a TBD, a to be determined on my grade, okay? But Justin
That's
Fields
fair.
is a man who his athleticism is going to carry him. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, okay? His athleticism is going to carry
He
him.
looked
And
like
that
he
passing-
looked like Cam Newton with a better arm, man.
That passing touchdown, any quarterback in the NFL should have been able to make that pass.
And thank God he did.
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
Could you
listen,
imagine
if
if
Johnny
Justin
Manziel
Fields
didn't
missed
make
that?
if Johnny Manziel didn't make that throw, I would have been concerned.
Yes.
It was a wide open wheel route to the tight end. Okay, it was wide open. The scheme. It was a scheme. Throw.
Yeah, but like, what do you
I'm
want him
not
to do?
impressed.
Not throw it?
No,
Like, you gotta throw the wide open
no,
ball.
but what I'm telling
Yeah.
you is I'm not gonna praise him for it because
That's fair.
anybody in his profession at his level should be able to
But
do
he had moments that were very, very good in that
like,
game.
His athleticism, I'm not going to deny.
Yes.
Like I said, his athleticism, okay, good. Like, that's a dynamic to the Bears that I don't think, quite frankly, we've ever seen. Okay,
No,
Jay Cutler,
no.
like that.
Wait, you tell me Smoking Jay wasn't rolling out, dude?
No. And Rex Grossman, okay, I mean, by all, like, more power to him. He took him to the damn Super Bowl, okay? But he ain't rolling out like that, okay? This is a dynamic that that the Chicago Bears, I don't think I've ever seen. Okay, I mean, maybe besides Nick Foles.
And the Philly special. That's about as much as their quarterbacks run.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't be too hyped about Justin Fields just yet. Okay, this kid has a lot to learn.
For
You know
sure.
what? Please,
Absolutely.
I'm telling you to everyone who's listening, please don't let NFL Network fool you into thinking that this man is the prodigy.
Listen.
Because all they're going to do is they're going to show you the 2 touchdown plays to death. And they're not going to show you the 5 near turnovers and what exactly he has to work on.
I'm gonna say something that you're not gonna like. I think that Justin Fields has a very good chance to be the best quarterback out of this class.
I don't not like
And
that. I don't
oh really?
like that. Yeah.
Oh, you're shitting on him. I don't know.
No, I'm not
He's got a question.
And
And hold on, I gotta finish this real quick.
Okay.
Justin Fields has been ever since people started noticing him. Everyone has doubted Justin Fields. At first it was, what level can he play at? He can't play at the next level. Then he goes to Georgia, sits behind Jake Fromm. He's not good enough to get better than to go above Jake Fromm. Then he starts to ball out. Jake Fromm, I think, got hurt. It was something like that. He starts to ball out. He still is told pretty much he's not going to be the starter. Transfers to Ohio State, learns a whole new system, a whole new team, Heisman candidate. Next year, they say, we don't know. Is he better than Trevor Lawrence? Beats Trevor Lawrence in the college football playoffs. And now it's, he can't read coverages in the NFL. First debut, he's hitting his checkdowns. Now, he didn't hit all of them, but he still is learning to read defenses. But everyone is saying he can't do this, he can't do that. And Justin Fields goes out every single time and shows that he's ready for this level. And I don't think, I'm not going to say he's ready for the NFL, but for sure I think he will be able to play in the NFL eventually.
Listen,
he's that talented. I like Justin
Fields. I don't know
Fields.
if you remember, but I was vouching for Justin Fields in our very first episode.
That was within the first 10 minutes of the podcast. We were talking about how the Jets are crazy for just overlooking Justin Fields.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now, though, just because I was praising him and just because I was stating facts doesn't mean that I'm gonna tell these people.
And that's fair. We should go about this.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna get on my hands and knees and praise him.
Yes, we 100% should go about this objectively. But from what I saw, he had a good day. You can't deny. I like Justin Fields. He has stuff he needs to work on. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how you saw that. He looked so good though.
I got angry watching him play.
No, he looked athletic. He was.
Of course.
Okay, all right, listen.
Of course.
But not only that, but he not just athletic, like running the ball and getting a first down, but the way that he was able to use his legs and put defenders in no man's land, it was great.
Yeah, like I said, his athleticism was very good. I really, really liked his athleticism. I'm like, all right, that's something that Chicago can work with because
Yes.
Matt Nagy is a very good and he's very creative offensive mind. Okay, so they'll definitely find a playbook or they'll definitely adjust plays and make something for him to succeed. I wouldn't say no matter what, but if he struggles throughout his career like Lamar Jackson has throwing the ball. Okay, I'm not going to...
I don't think it'll be that bad. I really don't.
I'm not comparing him to Lamar, but say if he does become something of that nature, I do think Chicago will find success for him because they still are a defensive first team.
Yes.
Don't let the fact that they drafted the first round quarterback fool you from the fact that this is a defensive first team.
100%.
Okay.
That's going to run the ball a lot with a quarterback most likely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Mac Jones.
Return to the Mac?
Yes. Mac Jones. So Mac Jones, I mean, what I saw from Mac Jones is exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah.
100%. But it was good. It's not like it was bad. And look, I do agree that I think Mac Jones has the lowest ceiling out of this class because, I mean, he does. We know what Mac Jones is. Doesn't mean he's not pro-ready. I think he's still, the most pro-ready quarterback.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. But, I mean, Mac Jones, I mean, he had great accuracy, right? Let's talk about the stuff he did good. He had great accuracy. He had good reads. His reads were actually really good in his first 2 drives. And he was able to hit checkdowns, which people made fun of him for a lot. I saw a lot of bashing Mac.
The playbook said.
Exactly. And do you listen to Pat McAfee's podcast at all?
I did not.
So he was pulling up all this stuff about people hating on Mac Jones, and it's Pat McAfee. He's a funny guy, and he was just like, "What the fuck else do you want him to do?" he's Mac Jones. Excuse my language, but it was from Pat McAfee, not me.
Just a disclaimer: this is coming from a punter. So,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, I love Pat McAfee, though. But, yeah, people were giving Mac Jones a bunch of crap saying he can only throw the checkdowns. And he still throws the deep balls. And people are like, oh, yeah, but they weren't completed, even though they were dropped. But, yeah, he did a really good job. And the big thing for me is I like to watch how these quarterbacks are when they're in the pocket and under pressure. And Mac Jones, while he was sacked a couple of times, he looked very poised in the pocket. Calm, cool, collected, which is what we expected from him.
Exactly.
We all watched the same game. We knew what was happening. I'm just repeating what everyone saw.
It's nothing flashy. He
played exactly how I thought.
Yes,
exactly.
Flashy. He gets on the field. He does what he does, and he goes off the field.
Exactly.
I mean, and you know what? I'm not complaining one bit.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I'm not complaining one bit.
This is coming from a Cam Newton fan, by the way.
And Lord knows Cam Newton is one of my favorite players of all time. Actually, in my top 5, he's my 5th favorite player of all time. I love me some Cam Newton, and deep down inside, it pains me knowing that we are watching the predecessor to this man.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the same time, I look at Mac and I'm like, dude, this is, what else do you want, Really, what else do you want from the guy? I mean, he looked...
You couldn't ask him to do much more. He did exactly what they wanted.
A little stiff.
Yeah.
But, as the game loosens and as the game becomes more natural to him, even though it already is pretty damn natural, it'll improve. Okay, it'll be better. And you know what? Does he start week 1?
No, for sure not.
Do you want him to start week 1?
No, I don't.
No. I'd be fine with it.
No. See, look, I don't want him to start week 1 just because I don't want to throw him into the fire, right?
You don't think he's ready for it?
No, I don't really think a lot of these rookies are ready for it.
Well, you said he's day 1 ready and pro ready.
Well, he is pro ready, but I want him to be pro ready. You know what I mean? I want him to be 100% ready to go, and I would like for him to, maybe not start week 1, maybe start, throughout the season maybe, but also I want Cam to play well. I do like Cam. I want him to have a bounce back, but I mean, I don't think Max starts week 1. I don't think Bill Belichick plays rookie quarterbacks. I don't think it's in his nature. I don't think he likes it. In fact, he likes to go at rookie quarterbacks. Yeah. That's his go-to.
I really and truly think that if we started Mac Jones, I think it would be a little bit better. I really do think that.
I will say the team looked very good with Mac Jones on the field. Yeah. It was a whole nother thing because Cam Newton's thing is okay, he's not going to get you the ball if you're not open. Cam Newton, he's always had an accuracy problem. I don't know why we were super surprised when he came to New England. He throws inaccurate. Yeah, we've known this, but he makes up for it by being 6'5" and fast and a tank. Yeah, he makes up for it by doing that. But Mac Jones, I am very excited for. I do want to see him, but I just want him to get more of a feel for the game first. But I do like the QB competition. It's very fun to watch.
I'm sorry, like I'm not like this, and you know I'm not like it.
You're not. You caught me off guard. I was expecting to be like, Gino, he's gonna play eventually, and for you to go, no, Cam is playing all 17 games.
No, and especially, dude, this hurts. This hurts me to say, but
I know.
I want him to start over Cam Newton week 1.
I want him to eventually,
love Cam
but
Newton. I do, with everything in my little 5'3" heart. Okay? I love Cam Newton. I'm sorry, Mac Jones gives you the better chance to win.
I think he does. We're going to have to see more of him, though. You know what I mean? We're going to have to see more in the preseason. We're going to have to see, again, we said we weren't going to overreact, and I'm trying my hard. I do want him to start, but like we're going to have to see more. We have to see more in the system. The one knock that I had against Mac, besides maybe pocket awareness and being a little stiff, was I want to, and this isn't even really his fault, I want to see him take a deep shot that is completed, because I'm sick of seeing he's a check down guy. I'm sick of it.
And he has 7 rings.
That's true. But Brady takes deep shots, though. That's the thing. Tom Brady can push the ball down the field.
He finally started taking deep shots a lot when he went to Tampa.
Yes. Oh, for sure. That's an air raid offense.
That's a Bruce Arians playbook, like classic.
100%.
Okay, but like he really, I mean, until Randy Moss got there. In those years he really never was that deep constant thrower.
Yes.
And Mac Jones,
he's not either.
He is,
yes.
But he models his game after Tom Brady.
They definitely have the same type of play style. However, I think Mac throws not a better deep ball, but it's what Mac is more known for, the deep ball. Maybe not known for, but he threw him well in Alabama. He actually had the furthest, I think, distance thrown in his time in Alabama.
Which is
but
nuts.
It's crazy.
Especially all the quarterbacks that have gone through there.
Insane.
With Hurts, McCarron, McElroy, like
for sure.
Crazy.
And I just want to see him complete one, just to show that he can work that ball down the field.
Well, I mean, hopefully Nelson Aguilar helps him out with that then.
Yeah,
if the one who will get 1,300 yards.
Could not believe that.
Okay, are you ready?
I don't. Woo! Yeah, let's do it. I'm ready.
Are you sure you're ready?
No,
You're
but
not
go.
Gonna have a heart attack.
You can start.
Okay. Jordan Love is not a rookie. He is going into his second year, but for all intents and purposes, he's a rookie. Because he didn't play at all last year. I mean, he was on the bench, not the network again, but on the Green Bay Packers bench as a backup to the MVP Aaron Rodgers. Out of all the quarterbacks who played their first NFL snap, Jordan Love impressed me the most. Okay? Jordan Love, he read his progressions perfectly. Okay? He read his progressions very, very good. He took what the defense gave him, and he looked super, super poised. He had a beautiful throw. Check the Instagram. Okay? Episode 5. I said Green Bay's offense is designed perfectly for tight ends to go down the seam.
Which I agree with.
Yes,
I agree with that.
Jake Sternberger was wide open in between about 4 defenders. I'm not saying he's quadrupled covered, but he was wide open in like a box, we'll say. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. He was wide open, and Jordan Love, perfect velocity, perfect arc. He threw it in there greatly.
Against the Houston Texans defense.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter. Everybody at the end of the day is second stringers and third stringers when it gets to that point in time. And like I said, I criticized it with Lance, so I'm going to be consistent. But he looked good. Jordan Love looked good against those third stringers and second stringers. Okay, he was 12 for 17 throwing the football. Only 2 of them were his fault. Most of them were incomplete passes where he either threw it away smartly, or when he was, it was an incomplete pass, which is a little inaccurate, but not in the vicinity of the defense. Okay? The one throw, 2 of the throws that he made that I didn't like, one of them was into double coverage, but he let it in front of the receiver when the defensive backs were behind him. That way, if it was going to be incomplete, it was only because it was extended too much, the throw, okay? So only the receiver could get it, and I liked that. I liked that a lot. The other one was the same problem they had with Trevor Lawrence, okay, where he put too much zip and he put too much velocity on the swing route, okay? And that was too. I don't think Aaron Jones was in at the time. It was a backup running back.
That was the 4th and 3 play,
maybe,
right?
Yes, maybe.
Brady was trying to. So I was arguing with my. I'll let you finish that, but I was arguing with my younger brother earlier today.
Top 25 quarterback of all time.
Yeah, he was like, the running back tripped on his own feet, and I watched it back like 3 times, and I'm like, no, I think Jordan Love just whiffed on it. It was a bad throw, yeah.
And I'm not gonna criticize him for it because it's his first time. But I'm telling you, 12 of 17, which is very good. Okay, and two of them were his fault. 2 of those 5 incompletions, less than half of the incompletions he threw out, were his fault. And you know what? I know Aaron Rodgers is going to start. I'm not stupid. Okay, but Jordan Love impressed me to no end. He looked very, very good. Regardless if it's the Houston Texans, they're all people fighting for a roster spot. Okay? It doesn't mean that, Texans magically get worse second stringers or worse third stringers. No. They're all second and third stringers that are fighting and clinging for a spot on the NFL roster. Okay, they're no better. I mean, there are some standouts, but most of those people aren't better than the guys on the Chiefs' second or third stringers. They're guys who are being tried out and guys under a trial run. Okay, do you know what I'm saying?
All right, let's do it. Okay, so obviously I've said some stuff, and I don't like this narrative. I kind of do, actually. It's kind of funny. But the thing with Jordan Love is that I don't hate Jordan Love as like a person, right? I didn't like the draft pick from the Packers, so let me get that out of the way. It's for me, it's more of the Packers than it is Jordan Love. I like to bash Jordan Love. However, I will give credit where credit is due, which I said I will do. I'm a fair guy, and I watched the game, right? I saw this, and you can't deny Jordan Love. He had a good game, right? He had a handful of good reads. And he was able to drive the ball down the field to open receivers, and he did what was asked of him, right? He had a good game. However, this needs to be consistent for me to get on the Jordan Love trade, because there was a lot of throws that, like you said, that were made that were him trying to force it into tight windows, maybe when he didn't have to, and he should have. Some of those balls should have been picked, right?
No.
Yes.
He had
the one where he gunned it down into double coverage and the 2 receivers went through their hands. That will be a pick.
No.
That will be a pick in the NFL defense.
Are we talking about the same throw?
I'm not sure if we are.
So the one that I'm talking
There was one where he drove it downfield, right side of the hash, and he tried to put it, and it was between two defenders' hands.
So he threw it. I'm telling you, he threw it into double coverage. But like I said, the ball was only in the reach of the wide receiver. He just only had 2 defensive backs around.
That's getting picked in the league, Gino.
It's not, dude.
Gino, that's getting picked in the league, man.
That's
getting picked by the Chicago Bears. That's getting picked by the Patriots. That's getting picked by the Steelers.
Will, it's science. Unless Manute Bol is behind me, nobody is reaching and extending. If 2 people are behind me, nobody is making the reach if the ball is thrown in front of the guy that's in front of me.
Anyway,
it's science.
my thing with Jordan Love, he needs to be consistent. And again, like I said, because this is one we definitely should not overreact to, and especially defend the Packers draft. I refuse with every bone in my body to let anyone, including you, Mr. Conti, defend a draft pick that is consensusly bad with a singular preseason game versus the worst defense in the league and against second-string guys. He did have a good game. I'll give credit where credit's due, but I can't use this and go, oh, you know what? He's the Packers' future, which is what I've been hearing. I can't do it.
I'm not saying
Jordan Love, you're a great guy, I'm sure.
I'm not saying he's
Come
the future.
on, man.
And you notice, me, myself, I have never made a prediction on how he'll do in the league. Okay? I've never done that. I wanted to just say, I liked the pick. I did. Aaron Rodgers was perceived that the Packers were wrong, but Aaron Rodgers at the time was perceived to be in decline.
And they had no faith in him.
Listen,
None.
The year before,
None.
The year before, I would repeat myself till I'm blue in the face, because it's smart as a franchise.
It's not.
Okay, it's smart.
It's not. When you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, right? One of the greatest, top 3 in my opinion. You can't just go, oh, you know what? He had a bad year. Jordan Love. You can't do it.
He didn't have a bad year, but to his standards,
for sure.
The season that he was used
to. But that's
like
36,
saying.
Okay.
He was 36. Okay, it makes sense to think that the time is like the time.
Let me ask you this. In 2017, right? Mm-hmm. Or I forget. Whatever the last year was it 2018, 2019? Tom Brady's last year. In New England, yes.
2019.
Okay, I don't
And
know
then
why.
2020, 2021.
Yes, I don't know why I blanked on that. Tom Brady's last year did not play up to Tom Brady standards, right?
Yep.
Went out in the first round, and if you're New England, you want to keep Tom Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to move Tom Brady because, oh, he's getting old and he has a bad year, and maybe some people would want to do that, but we didn't want to do that. Tom Brady left on his own free will. The Packers did the complete opposite. They're like, okay, well, Rodgers is getting old. Let's draft his replacement. Let's draft his replacement and not give him weapons, right? The New England Patriots, in all fairness, were unable to give Tom Brady the weapons that he needed. But still, we should have backed Tom Brady, right? And that's
Aaron
what we were
Rodgers
going to
had
do.
47 touchdowns. Was the receiving the problem?
No, it wasn't.
Then
but
why not give
but
him,
what
why are you
you,
saying give him help?
I'm just saying, if you're Aaron, like I said before, you're Aaron Rodgers, and you are watching this draft, and you see they take Jordan Love. Again, not against Jordan Love. This is more of the Packers for me. You see them take Jordan Love, and then it's like, oh, it feels like your boss is trying to get the next guy. He's hiring the young guy. Admittedly, Jordan Love had a horrible senior season and should not have gone in the first round. But still, you can't justify this pick.
Aaron Rodgers was not complaining when he was taken. When Brett Favre was still in Green Bay.
Of course he's not going to complain.
So why?
But
so Rodgers was complaining.
He's Aaron freaking Rodgers, man. He's Aaron Rodgers.
Brett Favre is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time
And
as well.
guess who was better?
I understand. I understand. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like what? How many?
So
how many
for
years
you to
he played in the
justify
league?
this and this you have to say that Jordan Love will be better than Aaron Rodgers all time.
No.
Yes.
No, he doesn't have to be. He doesn't. I'm not saying
Okay.
he has to be a top 5 quarterback of all time.
Yes.
What I'm telling you is, if we continue to see what we saw from Jordan Love, which I'm not
We
guaranteeing,
will not. I guarantee we will not. We're not going to see any more of that.
I'm not guaranteeing it in the slightest. If we continue to see improvement, if we continue to see what we saw and then some, the Green Bay Packers will have a drop-off.
Yes.
But not a significant drop-off at quarterback.
Here's my thing, right? Jordan Love could be good. He could be a good quarterback. He could come in, and Aaron Rodgers can leave next season, and Jordan Love can come in there and do a good job. Because I think and like you posted on the Instagram earlier, the system is made for quarterbacks who can drop back there and throw it. Jordan Love showed that he could do that, and he's also an athletic guy.
And with the solid run game
Yes,
that they have.
exactly.
I'm telling you, a lot of people gripe on running backs and picking running backs and paying running backs, but what people don't understand is when you have a running game, that's a whole dynamic of offense that the defense has to account for, and it makes the quarterback's job so much easier.
Yeah.
Okay? It does. And I understand, like, oh, the age of 30, but dude, I'm telling you, when you have that run game, as it is, and it is when it's very good.
It's solid. The Packers are very solid.
That is, like I said, a whole entire dynamic of offense that the defense has to pay attention to. That isn't the quarterback. And the quarterback is probably the most dangerous guy on the field.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling
But
you.
here's the thing with Jordan Love, right? And like I said before, Jordan Love can be good. And it could very well happen. He could be a good quarterback. He can go in and floor system and just ball out, right? That can happen. Still, I'm not going to say it's a good pick because Aaron Rodgers has who knows how many good years, I mean, with Tom Brady as a comparison.
Well, like you said, who knows? So
No, but here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Who knows how many years Aaron Rodgers has left, right? It looks like he's going to have a lot more years. It looks like he doesn't seem like he's declining. He's still got the ball. You see him in training camp, and now he's talking shit. He's pissed it's clear he's pissed at the Packers. But Aaron Rodgers could do everything that when Jordan Love becomes a starter, probably next year, Aaron Rodgers will be able to do everything that Jordan Love does and that. And that's why I can't just No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I can't justify this pick. Cuz Aaron Rodgers, if you're the Packers, you should want Aaron Rodgers on the field till the wheels turn off, right?
If you're
they fall off. He's that good.
You should not be looking to draft the next Aaron Rodgers. You should be looking to draft somebody who can carry the schemes of that offense and play the playbook to not to perfection. Yeah, actually, you know what? You're a pro. To perfection. Should not be looking to replicate Aaron Rodgers because if you do, you will get a bust 9 out of 10 times.
Exactly,
Okay?
but he's gonna have to fill those shoes though. That's the thing. That's it. You're putting a quarterback who is inconsistent in college to pretty much
He's a boomer
to
bust,
live
I'll
up
admit.
to
But
Aaron
what I
Rodgers.
saw from the preseason game was against everything that the pro experts and draft analysis people gave his criticisms for. That was against
that's
everything
fair.
that I saw, okay? And that's why I'm saying I'm so impressed because, like I said, everything that was said about him, it was contrary.
That was intense. Well, I mean, this was a great episode of Conti and Nick. I mean, I love talking about these rookie quarterbacks, man. I don't know why. This draft class was very interesting. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, Snapchat. Not Snap. Why did I say that?
Yeah, whatever.
Follow us on. Yes, yeah, I'm thinking of Obnoxious. I'm actually doing a show for them later. You will not. But thank you for following us. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We do all of it.